Guys, it's finally time. This is going to be my first chance to use all of the brand new scopes here in the Hunter Call of the Wild. Welcome to an early access look, courtesy of Expansive Worlds, at all of the brand new scopes and stuff that you can expect to have in the brand new update. I am super excited to get a chance to use these. This right here is the Hermes handgun scope. It's a 3-7, and look at that magnification. Actually, I probably should have been more specific. It's not just a handgun scope, it is also a shotgun scope. So it's a dual purpose sight that allows you to place it on shotguns and handguns, and man, it is really good for them. That is awesome. This is going to be really cool, and we also have customized the reticle on it because that is another feature that is coming with this update, the ability to swap out and change reticles on every scope in the game. So let's get a little bit closer and try to take this guy out with the 454. Come on, buddy. I don't know if I can take that shot. I can definitely take that one, though. There we go. He's going down. So that is our first kill of the day with one of the brand new scopes. And man, that scope looks so clean on this handgun. It looks so good on the 454. Let's get a little bit of a better look at it. Yeah, man. That is a clean looking scope. It looks crazy on it. This is going to be such a useful scope to have because previously the best you could get on a handgun was a 4X, unless you were using something like this right here. The single shot 243 could take normal rifle scopes, but most of the other handguns cannot, aside from the 4570 single shot. There is our first kill of the day. Let's take a look at that 954. The rain suddenly got really loud, unfortunately, but that's a crazy double lung hit with the 454. And you know, one thing that is absolutely wild about that scope we just used is you can also put the exact same scope on your shotguns, which is crazy. The shotguns are going to have a lot more usefulness now at long range with slugs, because previously the best you could get was a 4X scope. Now you could have up to a 7X zoom, which is going to be crazy for those of you that enjoy hunting with the slugs. And I might even have like an entire slug hunt coming up, because that is actually going to be a lot of fun, hunting a whitetail deer with some slugs with this scope. It's going to be crazy. I think it's time for a little bit of a longer shot, this time with the other brand new scope added to the game, the Odin. The Odin is by far my favorite of this pack. This scope is going to be so good. So let's take a shot on this guy right here. Smoked him. Absolutely smoked him. This reticle that we're using right now is absolutely amazing as well. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, this is just like the normal duplex reticle, which is beautiful. Like, oh my gosh, it is beautiful. Something I do want to mention before we get too far into this video is they gave us a very weird embargo time for releasing content in this early access. So likely this will probably be the second video that comes out on the first day that we're allowed to show the content off, because the embargo time is like 1 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. So I'll likely upload a short video at 1 a.m. just detailing like all the stuff that comes in the DLC and things like that, and then do this video at my normal time. That way you guys don't have to wake up at 1 a.m. in order to see this video when it first releases. We'll just do like a short little quick video at 1 a.m. and then do this full video at my normal time. And also, you guys will not want to miss the second half of this video, because we are going to go back and actually show you guys how to swap out reticles. We're going to change some of the reticles that we're using and kind of just switch things up a little bit so we get a good feel for everything in the DLC. But there we go, a nice little shot there with the 30-06 Eckers using the brand new Odin scope. Did the job, man. Took him down really quick, nice and clean. There's something. It's a I almost said raccoon. If that is not a raccoon, it's a kangaroo. We've got a kangaroo in front of us. She's going attentive. But with the brand new Odin scope, we got enough magnification to get right up close and hopefully get a clean shot if she'll turn for us. Although, it's a kangaroo. I can probably take this shot right here. Smoked her. That is crazy. That is crazy. Now, I'm not going to lie and say that I could have made that shot with another scope, but this definitely made it a little bit easier due to the extra magnification, while also not reducing your visibility like the Argus does. That's why I really think this is going to be the most used scope in the game, because not only does it have more magnification than the Hyperion, but it's got way better visibility than the Argus. Actually, it's even got better visibility than the Hyperion. If you look, the housing of the scope is very thin, which makes it so most of the screen is visible. So it makes it easier to take follow-up shots. Then that extra magnification helps you with some of those longer shots. This is just a very well-made scope. They really thought of all the things that we loved about the other scopes in the game when creating this one. We've got an axis steer right there. Can I get his attention? We want to try and get his attention, but he seems to be kind of a stupid one. It's about time. Finally, he looks at me. Let's get out the single shot. 243. Ah, that's so beautiful. I am a massive fan of this scope so far. The Odin is definitely the star of the show for me. The Hermes is good. It's really good if you like shotguns and handguns, but man, the Odin is just a crazy scope. And of course, in a different video, you guys know we're going to be testing out all these scopes in like a grinding style video. But for this first one, I want to just run around and use these scopes in the way that the majority of people will be using them, because I feel like that is the most helpful type of video for us to start out with. This is just how these scopes perform when you're running around hunting whatever you see. That's a mythical kangaroo. That's a mythical kangaroo right there. Gosh, I need him to stop. Possibly go broadside. That'd be great. Oh, there we go. Bad shot. Bad shot. Oh, no. Gosh, well, that's unfortunate. We did hit it a second time. And I really do like the follow-up shot capabilities with this scope. Like, the sensitivity for it is not jacked up like the Argus. It's really clean. Oh, we got a visitor. Hey, buddy. What is she doing? Okay, she's coming back now. Smoked her. She just did a belly flop. That was great. I heard something else too. I don't know where it was though, or what it was, but I did hear something else. I think it was a rooster deer, because I heard one spook off shortly before we took that shot. Man. Oh, we were really close to hitting the lung on this shot too. Man, we messed that one up, but obviously that's not the scope's fault. That's my fault for taking a bad shot. This one though, didn't miss. Went a little high though. I probably could have aimed better on this one too. Let's see if we can take down this little sandbar deer up here. That's actually a tiny sandbar deer as well. But just drop a shot into him. That should be a clean hit. Yeah, it's clean. Sandbar take a little bit longer to die, so makes sense that he was just slowly dying. There's our little sandbar deer. That is a 5689. That is tiny. Wow, that is a small male right there. That is a very, very small male. There's a red fox. Let's pop out the single shot 243 once again and try to get a shot into this little guy. This is going to be relatively easy. There he goes. I love this scope. This scope is just so clean. I love the reticle we chose for it. We need to try out some of the other reticles though, so I think we're going to go and do that very, very shortly, because there is a lot of different reticles to try out. Uh-oh, aggressive. Well, we're about to have some company, and because of that, I might as well shoot that mythical. And I messed up the shot. Well, it seems like we just can't hit a mythical properly today. All right, let's try something. We're going to swap up the ammo type in here to buckshot and take this thing down with some buckshot from the 10 gauge. Come on, buddy. Turn around. Come get me. Where are you going? I don't know where this kangaroo is trying to go off to, but this is not where I am, buddy. I'm right here. You're still aggressive. I can clearly see it. Come fight me. All right, well, while we wait for that, let's just pick up this fox right here. And... Excuse me? What is she doing? This is great. I don't think she quite knows what she wants to do. Oh, hey. Here she goes. Finally coming up to fight. Well, it wasn't pretty. But we're alive, I suppose. So... Oh gosh, every shot hit the face. Every pellet hit the face on that first shot. That is crazy. Come on, let's get him. I don't think that was good. Neither was that. That was good, though. Took us way too many shots to make a good one, but we got it in the end. That's why you never give up. There is our little fallow deer. Yeah, not a good shot. Not a good shot. Solid shot, but not crazy, and really didn't even matter because the first two were terrible, so we weren't going to get full score regardless, but we still got it. Now, some of you may remember, if you were watching during my red deer grind here on Emerald Coast, that we have a level 5 fallow deer somewhere along this river, which is why we're heading over in this direction. Somewhere along this river, we have a level 5 fallow deer. But the question is where, because I do not remember the exact spot. So I think we're going to travel over here, run north to the river, and then follow it and see what we can find. And since we're already over here after the fast travel, let's go ahead and take a look at the brand new system for changing out reticles, because it's pretty sick, man. It's pretty sick. Let's hit C real quick to customize. And what reticle do we want? I kind of want to use the crossbow scope reticle just because it'll be weird and wacky, and it's got the illuminated dots, so it's going to be very easy to see. There's so many different reticles, though, that I would love to use. So, I don't know, man. The German reticle's pretty nice. It's very clean and open. We got the duplex center cross. I tried this one out before starting this recording, and it didn't look super great. I popped a couple different reticles on before we started up until I found one that looked nice, and this one's just a little bit too thick for me, so I went with the normal duplex instead of the duplex center cross. However, I think we're going to switch it up and do something wacky. We're going to go with the crossbow reticle on a rifle. Oh, man. You know what? As unconventional and strange as this is, I got a feeling it might actually work pretty well. So we will see. We will see. But let's check out the Hermes 3-7 and change out the reticle on this bad boy. Sometimes it takes a second to load. There we go. So the target dot actually doesn't look too bad. I'm curious about how this is going to work. Let's try the target dot. I think target dot actually could be a good one. Let's see what it looks like. Oh, that's not bad at all. I actually really like that. Yeah, the target dot's cool. Now, EW, if you are watching this video, please give us color options for these reticles as well. Because not everybody wants it to be like a fully black reticle like this. Like if I could make that center dot red, and then make the rest of the reticle like a different color, like black if I wanted to. Or, you know, if I could just make the entire reticle green, that'd be awesome. I think giving us the option to make different parts of our reticle green, red, or black would be really cool, and it would make it so we could customize them even farther than we can now. Well, that's not the one we're looking for, but that is a fallow deer. This reticle is crazy, man. It feels so weird using a crossbow reticle on a normal rifle. But I kind of like it. I'm not going to lie. I kind of like it just because of how good the visibility is on the dots. Like, I love that part about it. And because of that, I think I might actually use this quite a bit on my rifle scopes. Even though it's not in the slightest, like even close to anything I'd use IRL on a rifle scope. But it's cool for like the purpose of the game, I suppose. Oh, that's a big 4 there. Again, that is not the 5 that we are trying to find. Because if you guys remember, when we were doing our Emerald Coast red deer grind, I was running the river to find different red deer herds. And in doing so, we passed a feeding fallow deer that was, actually, I don't think it was feeding. I think we spooked it off from its feeding zone and it was running around. And so we know that it's somewhere in this area, which means it would likely be drinking in this area too, which is why we're checking the drink time for the fallow deer. That was a very solid fallow deer. 239 is not bad at all. Absolutely smoked him. This crossbow sight, or crossbow reticle, is kind of going crazy. There is another fallow deer right there. Again, it's not the one that we're after, but I'm going to just shoot every fallow deer above level 2 on our way to trying to find that 5. There's another buck right here. Smoked him as well. It's such a satisfying reticle to use. I cannot get over, like, how this is kind of good. Like, obviously the mill dots are probably going to be placed at weird ranges, or like they probably won't be very useful because it's meant for a crossbow. It's not meant for a rifle scope. But it looks cool. It's very easy to see the center dot. And that I really like. Another fallow deer, once again, not the level 5, but take our shot anyway. I think I just saw another one briefly. Yeah, there he is. That one's not as big as the one we just killed, though, so thankfully we chose the correct one. Another fallow deer, another not level 5. You know, it's probably just, oh gosh, what do they call it? It's probably just a placebo effect, but I feel like when I'm using this reticle, I'm just better at hitting the vitals of these animals. It just feels like I'm on point the second I switched over to this. Like I said, it's probably nothing, but man, it feels good. There we go. We found it. We finally found that level 5 that we saw running through these fields long ago during our Emerald Coast red deer grind. I'm sure some of you remember that stream where this guy ran by us and we were like, oh my gosh, that is a big fallow deer. But of course we were hunting red deer at the time and I didn't want to deviate from the mission, so we let this guy go. But now it's time to finally take him down after probably close to a year, maybe more than a year since we originally discovered him. I'm excited. We've been waiting a while to see what this guy scores. 170 away, that should be perfectly fine. We'll just 0 to 150. Wait for this guy to raise his head, and smoked him. Absolutely smoked him. Now, this is Big Rack 100%, so what does that mean? It means this guy could score anywhere from like the mid 260s, clear up into the 270s. We are really hoping that this guy will break 270. That would be incredible. But let's see. 268.82, that is a max weight, and it's the white fur type. Wow, it's crazy to think that we found this fallow deer like a year ago. Approximately. I can't remember the exact time frame, but it had to have been close to a year, if not more than a year ago, that we originally saw this guy, and we just got to take him down as our first diamond with one of the brand new scopes, the Odin, using the most, I guess, interesting sleeper reticle. Pretty cool, man. I'm excited about that one. You know, we'll tax this guy because that actually is a pretty good trophy. A 268.82 white fur type is actually kind of wild. This right here is going to be the last fallow deer we shoot today because there is one more scope that we need to test out. And that is the night vision scope, which I've got a feeling is going to be actually incredible for hunting rooster deer here on Emerald Coast. Rooster deer drink at night, and Until now, we didn't really have like a good night vision scope, so a lot of people just avoided hunting things that drink at night. But that is going to change because this new scope, from what we've seen on the Expansive World live streams, is pretty good. So let's pop that bad boy on so we're ready, and then we'll take on some Rusa deer at night. I hear something. Smoked her. Wow. This scope is crazy. Now, something people were pointing out in the comments section of my review video I did for when they first showed these scopes off, one comment that I saw quite a few of was the fact that people are not liking how the edges around the scope are blue. And this has always been like a gripe I've had with like the edges around the scope, like outside of the scope, zooming in whenever you zoom in. That's something I've never liked in video games in general. I've always thought that only what's within the scope should be affected when you zoom in and zoom out. Same goes for the coloration of the night vision. It is a little strange that stuff outside of the scope is changed to this blue phosphor or white phosphor color. I believe it's called like white phosphor night vision, if I'm not mistaken, but it is strange that stuff around the edges is this color as well. So I would like to see them adjust that to where only what is within the scope is actually colored differently, because it is a little interesting of a choice to make the outer edges change color as well, because that's just not realistic. That just would not happen IRL. You look down a scope, the stuff around the scope doesn't get affected, just what's in the scope. Also, guys, the reticle that we are using with this one is the German reticle, which I really like. It's a clean reticle. There's very good visibility, and I think for a night vision scope, it fits pretty well. Wow, we've got a lot of Rusa deer up there. That is a ton of Rusa deer. And that one looks pretty big. Obviously, it's not going to make diamond because it is just a level 4, but that is a really good looking Rusa. Okay, this is probably the shot we're going to go for. Actually, I thought I was spotting him, but I guess I was spotting the one in front of him. Also got that one, which isn't too bad, but we want him. And that's probably going to be the shot we take. 300 meters, zero distance. That looked good. It is. It's good. We got him. Beautiful. You know, with the other night vision scope, I never would be able to have made a 300 meter shot. But with this brand new one, it's actually pretty good. What do they call this thing again? The Angler or something like that? Which is funny because they have a game called The Angler. Yeah, this is Angler 4-8. Wonder why they chose the name Angler for a night vision scope. Here we go. Gosh, this is so much better than the old night vision scope. You know, I should have brought the other one with me just so we could compare their usefulness, but I mean, I don't even think I need to. The old night vision scope was so bad that barely anybody ever used it, and I didn't use it whenever I would hunt at night because it was just not as good as using the night vision binos and then switching to the Hyperion scope on your rifle. It was just a lot more effective to do it that way before this update, but now we actually have a night vision scope that works well. So I'm definitely going to be using this whenever I go on a night hunt. It's got the same like zoom range that the Hyperion does, which means it's going to be a pretty good scope to take on your night hunts. But here is that giant Rusa deer, 136.97. Definitely a good one. Obviously, a level 4 Rusa is not going to make diamond no matter what because, well, I mean, 90% of the time the 5s don't even make it, but still a nice one. Still looks good. And we got it at 297 meters with the new night vision scope. That's just crazy. Never would have been able to do that with the other night vision scope. This little guy wasn't anything too special, but... Oh, I just clicked out of my game. There we go. He's nothing too special, but we did get a pretty solid shot on him. Second shot wasn't great, but it finished the job. Took him down a little bit quicker than it would have if we'd only took one shot. But, you know, this is why I have always recommended Rusa deer. If you guys are short on cash, look at that. 1,642. And with this new night vision scope, Rooster Deer might become one of the more popular money grinds because this is a small 4 and it gives 1,642 cash. This is why ever since Emerald Coast released, I've recommended Rooster Deer as a money-making option because not only do they give crazy money, but they're in very confined areas. If I remember to, I will put up the heat map from ProXCK's channel up right now so you can kind of see where Rooster Deer are. Shout out to ProXCK for allowing me to use these maps for my content. Really do appreciate it. But yeah, Rooster Deer have a small home range. So that combined with the fact that we now have a good night vision scope, Rooster Deer grinding for money might be the #1 way to go, man. I'm just saying. It might end up being the #1 money-making method in the entire game. Now, let's go ahead and shoot ourselves another Rooster Deer because there's one right there. Although he is trying to hide himself behind the tree, but we're not going to allow that. We're going to take him down right now. Nice, we got him. You know what? Just because I can't remember how much money a female Rusa gives, we're going to shoot one female Rusa as well with the new scope. Come on, ma'am. I really need you to give me a clean angle. I mean, I could go for the next shot. We did it. We got the next shot. That's good enough for me. You know, this new night vision scope is actually a chunky scope. Just look at the size of this thing on the rifle. Oh my gosh. This scope is it's crazy looking. It's absolutely crazy looking. I really do like it, though. I think if you're going to go night hunting, this is going to become a necessity. It's a really good night vision scope. So much better than the other one. At this point, the only reason I think I would ever recommend the high-tech hunting pack now is for people that want the bow or the binoculars, because in terms of the old night vision scope, it's kind of obsolete. There's kind of no reason to even use it ever again because this new one is just so much better. But anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video right here. This has been very fun trying out the brand new scopes in more of a generalized hunt. We did quite a few different things today. We ran around and just shot whatever was in front of us, and then we went to hunting some fallow deer walking along the shoreline. And then we finished it off with some nighttime Rooster Deer hunting with the brand new angler scope. And man, it was fun every single second of the way. If you guys haven't already, subscribe to the channel. Leave a like if you haven't already. It's so huge in getting these videos out to more viewers. And also leave a comment letting me know what your favorite scope from this pack is. And also if you think this pack is going to be worth getting. Hopefully this video right here will help you make an informed decision as to whether or not you want to purchase this DLC or skip this one and just continue using the normal scopes with the brand new reticle swapping system. But thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.